Grace, a word that is often heard but less understood. It is the unmerited gift of God to humanity. We live in a world where people constantly seek validation for their value and worth. The truth is, our worth comes from God alone. His grace is sufficient for all of our inadequacies. The Bible affirms in Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8-9 that salvation is not by works but by grace alone. Grace is a gift that cannot be earned, it's given freely. We all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, but through Christ, we have been redeemed by His grace. My dear friends, the grace of God is available to everyone regardless of their past. In Romans chapter 5 verse 8, it says that God demonstrates His love towards us in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Grace opens the door for us to receive the love of God, which is transformational. It is God's grace that sets us free from the chains of sin and death. We are living in a society that demands perfection and punishes mistakes. However, through grace, we are reminded that mistakes are a part of our human journey. We don't measure our worth by our mistakes but by the love of God. Grace empowers us to live beyond our imperfections and seek God's heart. In 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9, Paul writes about the grace of God being sufficient enough to carry us through our weaknesses. Grace is not a license to sin but an invitation to live fully in the love of God. God's grace inspires us to live in obedience to His word and to be the light of the world. Let us embrace the grace of God that draws us closer to Him and to each other. May we extend grace to those around us as God has extended it to us. Remember that grace sees beyond our flaws and weaknesses and invites us into a deeper relationship with God. In conclusion, let's take hold of the grace of God that transforms our lives and brings us peace beyond understanding.